Back to you.
Quaylen, thank you. Happening right now, the New Orleans Police Department is addressing some of the recent crime we've seen in our city. More specifically, they are talking about carjackings and homicides. Let's take a live listen in.
Units to that area to try to abate and stop some of these crimes that happen. But as we know, these carjackings are happening citywide. So as we go into different areas, we notice that it pops up several other places. Now, over the last month or so, we have made numerous arrests for carjackings and armed robberies involving vehicles. We also made several arrests for stolen vehicles where we can't prove that they're actually the perpetrators of the ones that actually committed the carjackings, but they are in possession of the vehicles. What we do is we have a meeting once a week that we actually get together with all 8 district commanders and we talk about the different violent crimes, one of them being the carjackings that we are dealing with throughout the city. And we exchange information as to who's having issues within their district and how are they related to other districts. The district commanders also talk daily as we have these carjackings, and we put out over the radio whenever we have these carjackings where the vehicles are so that everybody in the city know that what's going on. Now we ask the community as they see things and as we put this information out that they assist us with calling if they see any suspicious activity, whether somebody lingering in the parking lot of one of the stores where we had a couple of carjackings recently, or there's someone leaving their car running within the gas stations. And we have a couple of carjackings that people leave their car running only to just step in just for a brief moment, and somebody jump in their car and as they go to try to retrieve their vehicle, then they get into a pushing match and that becomes a carjacking. So that's what we're doing as it relates to the carjackings throughout the city. We understand that they are on an uptick, but we are making arrests of the individuals that's doing this. We are following individuals, developing intelligence daily through our VK unit, who actually liaison with the district to make sure that we all on the same page, understand what's going on citywide, so that we can actually get these guys and girls who's actually carjacking our citizenry off the streets. As it relates to homicide, I have Deputy Chief Paul Noel. We understand there's an uptick in homicides, and they're working diligently with the homicides, and I'll let him speak a little bit about what they're doing as it relates to the homicides.
Thank you, John. So as Chief Thomas has said, our homicides are up in New Orleans right now. So we currently have 189 homicides for 2020 compared to 108 for the same time last year. Our homicide detectives are working very closely with the district detectives and also our state and federal partners to make sure we get information to be able to solve these homicides. We've solved 65 homicides so far this year, and our district detectives, like I said, are working really closely with our homicide detectives, and we continue to get more and more information to solve these crimes. The rate that we've solved homicides in 2020 has increased over last year, and throughout the year, the solve rate continues to slowly rise as we continue to get more and more information and work closely with the VK unit and our state and federal partners. And if you guys have any questions about the murders, I'd be happy to answer them.
What would you say to the citizens of New Orleans who see day after day these carjackings and murders happening citywide? It seems as though this could happen to anybody at any time. I know we talk to people and it's happening in the morning time, 10 o'clock in the morning, they're on the groceries or middle of the afternoon. What would you say to people who are concerned for their safety?
So first things, I would say 3 things. So the first thing is, get to know your police leadership. The city is divided up into 8 different police districts, and we have a district commander that's over each one of those police districts. Get to know your district team. We have non-pack meetings and other community meetings where we talk about these crimes and we share information. Get to know your district leadership team. The second thing is you absolutely have to be aware of your surroundings when you're going about your business, even in the middle of the day. So be on the lookout before you pull up in front of your house, before you pull up and get gas. Look around. If you see anything suspicious, keep going and call 911. Make sure we have that information immediately. And I think the last and the most final thing is we have Officer Juan Barnes, who's our liaison with Crime Stoppers. We need information to solve these crimes. People out there right now on the street, they know who's committing murders, they know who's committing robberies, they know who's committing carjackings. They may have even seen one of these crimes occur. Please pick up the phone and call the New Orleans Police Department, or if you're not comfortable calling us, please call Crime Stoppers. That's why Officer Barnes, who's our liaison with Crime Stoppers, is here today. It's so important that we get that information. Our officers don't have a crystal ball. They can't look into that crystal ball and really see what happens. We need information from the public, and so just please, if you have information, please let us know.
Well, some advice there from the NOPD as they talk about more carjackings happening here in the city, as well as more homicides. You just heard them talking about calling Crime Stoppers. If you have any information on any cases or any of the carjackings or homicides that have happened lately, and that number to call is 504-822-1111. And as always, you can call anonymously.